Y'all seem to really enjoy my first picks for part one of the best fall fragrances for 2019. You can best believe that I'm bringing the heat for part two.
I finally found what I'm missing, and now you got all my attention. Driving me wild, got me wishing that you were all mine. You're irresistible, so refreshing. You're irresistible. Tell the essence. Can feel your energy all over me. Close my eyes and I breathe in. You're irresistible.
Welcome back to Carolina Fragrance Reviews. I'm your host, Cam. If you're not subscribed to Carolina Fragrance Reviews, hit that subscribe button. Activate that notifications bell. Follow us on Instagram at cam.byrd and hang out with us in our Facebook group, CFR Fragrance Lounge. Okay, for the best of fall fragrances, I tried to mix it up with a lot of different price ranges, and now I want to concentrate more on just really mixing things up with some indie, some designer, and some niche, and stuff that I really like. In the past couple of years, Mancera has jumped on a lot more people's radar, so it seems. And again, today is no particular order. These are just all of these are straight up fire. Just like part one, we're gonna kick it off with something that you could actually throw some fire to, some Hindu Kush. Yes, we do know that, Kush, marijuanas, weed, whatever you wanna call it. Mary J. This has an extremely good cannabis note in it. To some people, it is to the point to where they, if they had it in their car and the cop stuck their head in the window, somebody might think they're smoking weed. I don't get that type of cannabis note. To me, it smells maybe more like hashish, a little bit. But it also has some freshness about it. It definitely has some serious depth. It is a very unique fragrance. Definitely one that you gotta be kind of careful where and when you wear this, because you do get that little marijuana's vibe off of it. If you're wanting something unique for fall, Hindu Kush is definitely something that you want to sample. Let me go over the notes. Hindu Kush was released in 2018. The notes are spices, labdanum, incense, cannabis, patchouli leaf, woody notes, amber, gaiac wood, vanilla pod, and white musk. Next fragrance is from one of my favorite indie houses. It is none other than Perfumeology Clutch. This fragrance right here, the very first time I smelled it, it did something to me. This is a unique fragrance, as Perfumeology always does. They have a story attached to one of either near guy's childhood memories, young adult memories, something about his grandma, his mom, his wife. Sentimental guy, just like I am. Near is an awesome guy. I actually picked this one up during the summer. This is not exactly a summer fragrance, but you can get away with it in the in the warmer months. Maybe not so much in the super high heat, but this one is unique because when I first smelled it, I really honestly kind of got a booziness about it, maybe like a single malt, something like that. But when I read you the notes, all I can say is just genius, because this thing is awesome. Nothing like hopping in your car on a fall day, hitting that shifter and mashing in your clutch and watching the leaves fly back up in your rearview mirror. That's what Clutch is, an adrenaline rush. Let me go over the notes for you. Clutch was released in 2018. The notes are ginger, red cedar, oak, leather, vanilla, and musk. Next up is a masculine masterpiece. It was released in 2017 from Emporio Armani, Stronger With You. And I still feel very strongly about this fragrance. This fragrance actually reminds me of Maison Margiela's Jazz Club. Now don't get it twisted. They're not identical, but very similar. This is kind of got it does have a jazz club vibe. It's just slightly, maybe a little fresher, maybe a little cleaner, not quite as boozy, but it's in that same wheelhouse. If you've tried jazz club, you'll love this. If you've tried this, you'll love jazz club. That's why jazz club is not in this list. I wanted to go with Strong With You. This one has really, really good performance. It's a head turner, and I did not like this fragrance when it first came out. It took a while for it to grow on me, but it's definitely a staple in the collection nowadays. Let me go over the notes for you. Strong With You is released in 2017. The notes are cardamom, pink pepper, violet leaves, sage, crystallized chestnut, vanilla, jungle essence, and amberwood. Definitely a great date night fragrance. Okay, the next one up is from one of my favorite fragrance houses. No, it's not Parfum de Mali. It is by Kilian Gold Night. I had been hearing about this like last year, year before. I don't know how I let it slip off my radar, but I nabbed this. I think it was like early spring, late spring, something like that. And you know, I spritzed it a couple of times. I was like, whoa, this one, it's got a very unique opening. I think it's the anise in it. It's got anise and bergamot in the opening. And then you've got vanilla and honey and patchouli. It's just, I mean, those notes you would just like, okay, is that gonna work? Especially like on the opening. Dry down, boo, son. Yes, sir. Another date night fragrance. This one, I would say like dressed up, you know, or casual date night. But this is definitely one that this one's gonna pull some attention. But remember, I have people ask me sometimes like, yo, which fragrance is gonna give me the ladies? Which one's gonna get me attention? Full disclosure, none, not one. There is no fragrance that's magical that you can spray, even as sexy as Kilian is or Tom Ford is or any of that stuff, without swagger, good personal hygiene, a nice personality, game over. Hate to be that real with you, but take some pride in yourself, be happy with who you are, be comfortable around the opposite sex or same sex, whatever it is floating your boat. Get that handled, then add this for good seasoning. Like you've got a good steak, you want it to taste really good, put some seasonings on there. Get you a good steak first, then put you some seasonings on it. Gold Night was released in 2017. The notes are anise, bergamot, honey, vanilla, and patchouli. The next one is from the replica line of Mason Margiela, and it is absolutely my favorite by far. I mean, there are several from the replica line that I really enjoy, but none of them get any better than By the Fireplace for me. This is a nostalgic fragrance. And it's just, I mean, if you've ever been by a fireplace or a campfire and making s'mores or drinking coffee or, you know, just that real cozy and comfortable feeling, that is it. That is it. And here's another little side tip for you. Mix your little BR 540 with this. You got you something really special. But this is special enough on its own. This one reminds me of a camping trip that me and my son took. So this one will always be near and dear to my heart. Let me go over the notes. By the Fireplace was released in 2015. The notes are pink pepper, orange blossom, cloves, chestnut, gaiac wood, juniper, vanilla, Peru balsam, and cashmeran. While you're bulking up your collection for fall and winter, check out today's sponsor, www.myfragrancesamples.com. Almost every one of these fragrances I share with you today are available. If not, there are hundreds of brands, hundreds of choices. You get a free sample every time you make a purchase, lightning fast shipping, excellent customer service. Go to www.myfragrancesamples.com. The next fragrance I'm gonna share with you almost gave me a freaking heart attack when they took it out and said it was discontinued. Good Lord, why in the heck would anybody discontinue Amber Absolute from Tom Ford? I'm glad that y'all got your heads back together in the right place. Doing without this is like Harold Melvin without the blue notes. You'll never go platinum. This is dark, mysterious, sexy, oozing everywhere on this bad boy. I absolutely love this fragrance. Let me go over these delicious notes of this. This is trouble. That's all this is. Amber Absolute is trouble. Let's just get to the notes. The notes are amber, incense, labdanum, woodsy notes, vanilla bean, and olibanum. Next up is a unisex stunner from Yves Saint Laurent, Cabane. This one, I already told you guys about this before, but I'm gonna tell you about it again. Three simple notes: pink pepper, rose, and tonka bean. Who'da thunk it? You definitely need this in your collection. This one is stupid sexy. I mean, really sexy. Easy for a man, easy for a woman. Some would say leans just slightly feminine. I don't find it feminine. But rose notes, you know, like depend on how they are developed, you know, they can teeter-totter one way or the other. I find this to be just equally unisex. You're gonna get positive reactions from this. Men, women alike love this fragrance. Even though it's sexy, you can still wear it to the office, date night, lounging around the house. Very versatile. Beautiful fragrance for fall. Let me go over the notes. Simple 3-note breakdown. So I told you the notes. Let's just watch this sexy bottle spin like we did last time with pink pepper, rose, and tonka bean. I remember one particular reviewer's eyes lighting up and just completely went ham about this. Yeah, I'm talking about the Triple B, man, Big Beard Business. It was 1 million lucky from Paco Rabanne. If you see somebody light up like a Christmas tree, there's a good indication there's a good reason. And likewise for me. Unbelievable performance, unbelievable compliment factor. This one is just sexy, it's sweet, it's delicious, it's gourmandish. I mean, this is just a really dope fragrance. Still, right now in 2019, this is a dope fragrance, no question about it. Of course, 1 million was a DNA that everybody got familiar with, or it seemed that way. And it just didn't seem like it was evolving at first, but this one and the Privé, I think, did an excellent job of evolving into a very wearable and not dated DNA. Let me go over the notes of this one. 1 Million Lucky was released in 2018. The notes are hazelnut accord, green plum, grapefruit, white cedarwood, patchouli, and amber. It's definitely true when they say that your nose evolves, because the next fragrance I'm going to share with you, I did not like at all to begin with, but now I really love it, and I feel like it is a necessity if you've got the coin MFK's Grand Soir. This is an intoxicating, luscious, delicious, just, man, this is a masterpiece. And I know there's so mane people that love this fragrance, and then there's like people are like, what is the big deal? That was me at first. I'm like, I didn't get it. I really didn't get it. But daggone if I don't now. It's like, I actually kind of have to steer away from this to keep from spraying it, because this one is not very cheap. So this one's gonna be your special occasions, your date night, unless you just got big old fat pockets to spend on whatever you want. Let me go over the notes. Grand Soir was released in 2016. The notes are labdanum, benzoin, tonka bean, vanilla, and amber accord. It's hard to believe that we are almost rounding out 2019. Is it just me, or does it seem like this year just got started and it's almost over with already? And there has been some really good releases. This next fragrance, I dare say, unless something just really insane comes out on the designer side of things, I predict that Armani Code Absolu will come out swinging the champ for 2019 designer releases. This one definitely has that original Code DNA in there. I remember like yesterday when I bought my first black bottle of Armani Code, I wore the crap out of that fragrance. It was my go-to fragrance for quite some time. I think I blew through like 3 bottles. There was some decent flankers that came behind it, but there was none that ever really like, oh wow, yeah, I need to buy that. Then they come out with Profumo. That was a great, great stellar release. In my personal opinion, Absolu is absolutely the best of the Code line yet. This is a super, super solid release, and it is my prediction for being the best release under the designer side for 2019. Not only that, this is a compliment monster. I mean, compliment galore. This is a date night fragrance without a question. Compliments, compliments, compliments. Beautiful fragrance. Just smell it up. Let me go ahead and go over these notes right quick so I can get y'all out of here. Armani Code Absolu was released in 2019. The top notes are green mandarin, green apple, orange blossom, nutmeg, carrot seeds, suede, tonka bean, vanilla, and woody notes. Okay, we've made it. We've made it to the last fragrance. And considering part 1 and part 2, y'all got a lot to choose from, and every last one of them are flamethrowers. Whether it's a $30 John Varvatos, $200 or $300 this or that or the other. This is a pricey little bugger right here, but I tell you what, you don't need a whole lot of it. It's beast mode. It's Baraonda from Nasomatto. If you guys are not familiar with me and boozy accords, oh my God, there is a reason there's a cork looking cap on here. I mean, it literally smells like this thing has been soaked in like whiskey and vanilla or something. It's just, Like I said, 30 ml, these are not cheap, but 1, 2 sprays. I mean, like if you're a heavy sprayer, 2 sprays is all you need of this one. I'm not even going to waste a spray, but the atomizer on this is excellent. I mean, it'd be like that, just really clean spray. And I'll tell you what, this one is super sexy, super chill. It's got some leather in it. And just like I said, it smells almost like a barrel of whiskey. And it has like little fruity nuances in it. Kind of borderline in the gourmand territory, but really, really boozy. I mean, you're not gonna smell like you've been hanging out with a drunk, but if you like boozy fragrances, this is as good as it gets. And did I mention beast mode performance? Let's go over the notes. Baraonda was launched in 2016. The notes are musk, ambrette, whiskey, rose, ambroxan, and woody notes. Okay, that's gonna wrap it up for part 2 of the top fragrances for fall 2019. I appreciate y'all hanging in with me and getting a good mixture of all these fragrances. These fall fragrances have some real attitude, some real personality, and that's why I love these type of fragrances. Whatever you do, be disruptive, wear what you want, when you want. If you're not subscribed to Carolina Fragrance Reviews, hit that subscribe button, activate that notifications bell, smash that like button, leave us some comments down below. We'll see you next time on Carolina Fragrance Reviews.